Good morning, friends. Welcome back to another virtual story time. I'm Traci, your storyteller from the Charitable Branch Library. I wanted to take this week and let's go over the first 4 letters that we've done in the alphabet. We had letter A story time where we talked about apples. We did a letter B story time where we talked about birds. Letter C where we discussed colors. And last week was letter D where we talked about donuts. One of the things about doing theme story times is that you don't always get to do everything you want to do. So I thought, let's cover these 4 letters again as sort of a wrap up and a reminder. And this time I get to share some of my other fun letter activities that I didn't do in those particular videos. So the first one is letter A. One of the awesome books, letter A, is Hey Little Ant. There's our letter A word, ant. And this is by Phillip and Hannah Hoose, illustrated by Debbie Tilley. This is a really fun, interesting book that I've used in story time where this little ant runs into this very large boy. And the boy has to make a choice. He can either let the ant go on his way or he can squish him underneath his shoe. And of course, the boy makes the case for why he should squish and the ant makes the case for why he should not be squished. And at the end, you, the reader, get to decide what happens to the ant. This is fun because it really gives you a chance to talk with your kids about what kind of choice would you make and why. And I've had some very interesting responses from kids over the years. So another letter A thing is hopefully something you'll never run into. This is a really large reptile, has a very tough skin. It can be very large. It lives typically near bodies of water along the southeastern coastlines of the United States. Think Florida, Louisiana, Texas. They do lay eggs. And they have a cousin that looks really, really similar that starts with a C. Do you know what letter A thing that is that I'm thinking of? I know. Trust me, you don't want to see one unless it's in a zoo. Did you say alligator? Yeah, see you later, alligator, after a while, crocodile. So alligators typically are reptiles that live along the southeastern coast of the United States. You might see them like in the Florida Everglades, in the swamps in Louisiana, etc. So we're going to do a flannel about 5 little alligators, but my alligators are cute. They look like this. These would be baby alligators. So they would come from eggs. Remember I just said they lay eggs? So these maybe are newly hatched alligators. So we're going to count our 5 little alligators. Are you ready? 1 little alligator swimming in a pool. Along comes another. And now there are, that's right, 2 little alligators swimming by a tree. Along comes another. And now there are, if I put this one up here, how many do you see? That's right, there's 3 of them, right? 1, 2, 3. 3 little alligators swimming near the shore. Along comes another. And now there are, that's right, now we've got 4 little alligators. Swim, splash, and dive. Along comes another. And now there are, that's right, we got 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little alligators. Oh, and they're having so much fun. And then Mama calls, it's time for bed. And now the fun is done. So remember, letter A, alligators, and ant. Some fun letter A things, right? What kind of other letter A words can you think of? Whoops, I dropped an alligator. So there's ant, there's alligators, we have apples. I always like the word awesome. There might be something like, how about an alpaca? It's another animal. What about abracadabra? That's a fun letter A word, isn't it? So now we're up to letter B, right? This was a fun book that I found recently, Bear and Bee. This is one by Sergio Ruzzier. There's our bear, and there's our bee. So Bear finds a honeycomb, a beehive, and he wants the honey inside. And he's not really sure, what about the bee? Here's the thing, Bear's never seen a bee, so he doesn't know what a bee looks like. He just knows it's big and scary, and he really doesn't want to run into one. So this is a really fun book. It's kind of fun to watch Bear be a little mixed up, but it's also a fun book about friendship. So Bear and Bee. One of the great things we can do is hide characters in a book. So I really enjoy doing this. I think this time we're going to hide, our mouse. Do you remember our mouse from our colors where we said, little mouse, are you behind the whatever color house? I think we should hide our little mouse. So I'm going to put my books on the flannel and we're going to see if we can find the mouse. All right, so I'm going to set this up. And oh, look at all those books. I've got how many of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's right, 5. And do you see the colors? Red, yellow, that's right, blue, pink, and what's that last color? That's right, green. Okay, so let's see if we can find the little mousey, right? Mousey, mousey, where do you hide? Are you in the blue book? Let's look inside. Oh no, not in the blue one. Mousey, mousey, where do you hide? Are you in the, should we go for pink this time? Yeah, the pink book. Let's look inside. Not in the pink one. Mousey, mousey, where do you hide? Are you in the, want to go for red? Yeah, let's try the red one. Are you in the red book? No, we peeked inside. No mouse. Mousey, mousey, where do you hide? Are you in the yellow book? Let's peek inside. Oh, look, we found the mouse. Hooray! So here's our letter B for book. Now, one of the things I did notice though is, do you remember, what is that mouse eating? Do you remember? That's right, he's eating a cookie. So we're going to do a flannel board about cookies. Now, I think you'll remember our donut song about down around the corner of the bakery shop. Well, this time we're going to sing it, but we're going to have cookies that we buy. So let me go ahead and put up our cookies. We're going to do it like this. I'm going to put all my vanilla sprinkles in the same row and my, I don't know what the pink would be, maybe strawberry frosted. So we have our 5 cookies, C for cookie. Are we ready? Down around the corner at the bakery shop were 5 little cookies with sprinkles on top. Along came someone with $1 to pay. They bought a cookie and they took it away. Down around the corner at the bakery shop were 4 little cookies with sprinkles on top. Along came someone with $1 to pay. They bought a cookie and they took it away. Now how many do we have? That's right, 3. Down around the corner at the bakery shop were 3 little cookies with sprinkles on top. Along came someone with $1 to pay. They bought a cookie and they took it away. That's right, there's only 2. Down around the corner at the bakery shop were 2 little cookies with sprinkles on top. Along came someone with $1 to pay. They bought a cookie and they took it away. Down around the corner at the bakery shop was 1 lonely cookie with sprinkles on top. Here I came with $1 to pay. I bought that cookie and I took it away. And now there's no more cookies, right? But we have a wonderful book about a cow who loves cookies. The cow loves cookies. This is Karma Wilson, and this one is illustrated by Marcellus Hall. This is a nice book to discuss farm animals, maybe the sounds they make, obviously what they eat, and of course, why does the cow love the cookies? So yes, this is a fun one by Karma Wilson. You may remember her from the Bear books, Bear Snores On, Bear Sees Colors. But yes, she does do a few others, and this one's fun with the cow. Loves cookies. So we've done A and B and C, which means we have one letter left, and that is letter D. So one of the things that I think is great for letter D would be Dinosaurs. This is by Gail Gibbons. This is one of our children's nonfiction books. You can tell from the numbers on the spine here. And Gail Gibbons does a lot of children's nonfiction. So these are books that still have good pictures, but lots of true facts. So for example, here's a nice spread where she's got different dinosaurs, and it has the name of the dinosaur, and in this it even has how to pronounce the name of the dinosaur. Some of their names are kind of hard to say. But yeah, so these are fun things, and lots of kids love dinosaurs. And also there is more facts about dinosaurs in the very end. So dinosaurs are awesome. What do we have for our letter D video? We had donuts. That's right. So this was a camp song, and it's been around for years, and I totally forgot about it in that video. But it is a lot of fun. I'm going to say it real slow first, and then we'll sing it, and then it'll be time for story time to end. Okay. So the donut song, and there's a lot of different versions of it, so mine may be slightly different from one that you know if you're older and you know the song. Well, I walked around the corner, and I walked around the block, and I walked right into a donut shop. I picked up a donut, and I wiped off the grease, and I handed the lady a 5-cent piece. Well, she looked at the nickel, and she looked at me, and she said, "This money isn't any good, you see. There's a hole in the middle. I can see right through." I said, "Well, there's a hole in the donut, too. Thanks for the donut. So long." Okay. Pretty fun, isn't it? So makes a lot more sense, and it's a lot more fun if you can sing it. Well, I walked around the corner, and I walked around the block, and I walked right into a donut shop. And I picked up a donut, and I wiped off the grease, and I handed the lady a 5-cent piece. Well, she looked at the nickel, and she looked at me, and she said, "This money isn't good, you see. There's a hole in the middle. I can see right through." I said, "Well, there's a hole in the donut, too. Thanks for the donut. So long." And that is the end of our story time this week. I hope you've enjoyed our refresher of the A, B, C, and letter D. And I hope you enjoy singing your donut song. And like they said, so long.